And welcome once again to Community Viewpoint. I'm back once again. If you notice, I was gone for the last 2 weeks. I was in some place where there's a lot of water. The second segment is going to be dealing with a swimming pool in our town, but I'll just show you a little bit. My guest wanted me to enter into this segment with where I was. So here's some of the pictures I sent where I was. Which one we're going with first? There I am at the Green Parrot down in the Key West. My flip-flops over there. I had just come back from the beach. And the second picture is going to be from, that's where the route starts, Route 1. It's at mile 0. And on the other side of that is basically water, because we're in Key West. So the third one what's the third one? That was during the Fantasy Fest. They had the festival out there. There was some of that isn't a real food, that's just body parts. They had on one of the floats. But I had a wonderful time, a lot of sunsets, a lot of water. I didn't feel guilty using the water, floating in it or anything else. But I'm back to reality, and we're back to reality with what the topic is today. I have Rachael Roberts with me today, you have read about her in the local newspapers. You probably heard about her at the town board meetings. She's leading the charge in our town for a swimming pool that we can use more than just June, July, and August. We live in the Southwest where it's very warm almost the entire year. I'm from Chicago. I told Rachael, and we have swimming pools from the city over there. There was open June, July, August, and I come to Pahrump, and we have the same seasons for the swimming pools over here. You would think that the season would be a little bit longer, but it's not. The people who keep it open, there are reasons for that, but we have, I think, better, compelling reasons why we could keep the pool open longer or the entire year. I'll let Rachael tell you what's in store, what we're looking at, and what we hope for all the residents here to use for our best interests. So Rachael, tell them.
Okay. Well, I started this venture when I moved to Pahrump. My family's been here now about 1.5 years, and I kind of just came into it with the knowledge that my daughter had been involved in a swimming program, and I saw the benefits. I saw how great it was. We moved here, and I found out there was not any facility available for even the development of the program. Actually, the only pool where it would be even remotely feasible, and of course at this point I was just kind of in the dreaming stage, but remotely feasible is actually our town community pool. It has a huge value and a huge value potential. With that, I kind of assisted with the town board in doing some discovery, but then again the discovery was all done by my own doing, because figured that, is this something that's needed? Is it something that's wanted? What's the buzz in the community? And is this something that is going to benefit, looking beyond a swimming team, looking beyond, just the sports viewpoint. And that took me into a whole new learning category of the benefits of having the water available in a community on a year-round basis. And from there, it kind of died out. I didn't get to finish my presentation with the town board. That was an unfortunate take. But now Amy Riches brought it back, and she brought it back just recently. And I was extremely excited to hear about that. And since then, her and I have gotten together, and she brought it back because she said that the community was asking her for it. And so some interest has been stimulated, and we actually went to a conference called Build a Pool that was held down in Las Vegas with the World Water Parks Association. Build a Pool conferences are held 6 times a year, and luckily the timing was right, and we made changes in our personal lives and efforts, and we went down there and went to the conferences just on the, actually this past weekend. So got a lot more information than what I'd even started with, and
Well, you did a questionnaire a couple of years ago
yes.
that we had at the Fall Festival, and what was the outcome of that?
That was that there was a high level of interest in a facility that offered more than just what has been with the summer program. That's why I even looked into it personally on my own. I actually did that because I knew that this was going to take a lot of time, and I knew my husband's going to say, "What are you doing?" So I went forward with it because I saw that there was the interest. Now, after connecting with USA Swimming, who, by the way, Build a Pool conferences have helped facilitate over 110 facilities, and there's over 20 in the planning stages at this point. They renovate current facilities for improved usage, and they build facilities when needed.
They were here just this past week, and then they looked at it, and they told us it's really doable.
Yeah, my concern was, and a lot of people in the past, from bringing myself up to date with the history of swimming pool in Pahrump, is that they looked at doing brand new facilities in the past and stuff like that. And I always questioned, I said, you have an Olympic-sized swimming pool here. It's 6 lanes, 25 yard. It's got a deep end, which is extremely important. It's deep enough on the shallow end for turns. And I, of course, had just come in looking from a competitive standpoint. Since then, I've learned that this pool, a competitive program is something you build into. So really, that's not your jumping, that's not your starting platform. It's really about the facility being program driven with complete learn to swim programs, which is obviously saving lives. It's way beyond any thing that just sports learns. Sports is more competition, it's building champions and stuff like that. But even if we go down to the bare basics of saving lives, you have a lot of programs that offer grants and can stimulate the community and making sure that everybody knows how to swim, adults included. And then you have programs for therapy. So it's actually, I call it the 4 pillars of aquatics. You have rehab, you have learn to swim, you have community, and you have fitness. And they say that nowadays, bringing everybody up to date with the ages and times, especially given older facilities, you need to incorporate all of the 4 pillars of aquatics in order to have a self-sustaining facility. And that's why they like to call them now aquatic facilities, because it's more than just used for sports. It's more than just used for splashing around. It's used for health and wellness. It's used to help create independence in populations that need to use the water to stay independent, to stay on their own, which facilitates a community in self-reliance and development altogether. They also talk about some of the important things is temperature, access, and depth of the pool. When I was looking before, I was researching more of a pool just for community use and for athletics and stuff like that. We've since learned that the pool needs to be held at a really nice temperature, because when you use it, and why would you use a pool in winter? Because if you've got aches and pains, you come into that nice warm water, you can move around, you can get your physical program done, you can join a class, there's water aerobics, there's water weights, there's water walking and jogging, which is extremely good for things like stroke rehab. For your gait. And
a lot of the senior citizens who can't move around easily on dry land, it's a lot easier in the near weightless water. So, especially if it's warm, it feels good for us.
As well as
farts.
Children with disabilities for learning their motor skills. Also, you have your and then you have your access. And the thing is that this pool, being what it is, the whole community can have access to this pool.
It's centrally located.
Yeah. Oh, and that's huge. We actually learned at the conference that a pool that everybody can be within 20 minutes to reach is the right location. And I said, well, we've got that one, you know, right on the corner of Basin and 160. You can't get more centrally located than that at this point in our town. And then the depth with the deep end. So we have, like they do the junior lifeguards program now. That's really important. But all water training, even things for scuba diving. You could have taken a scuba diving class there and then gone off to
Key West.
Key West. So in essence, there's like when you went to Key West, you said you were like at the first mile, like ground zero for the
that's where we are with.
We're kind of ground
pool,
zero with the pool.
So we got about 3 minutes left. So let's look at the bare bones part of it. They said it's very much doable. They gave us a price quote. We
have plenty of people, and we have a wonderful, healthy population for our pool at this point to do this. They gave us an evaluation. They came out and evaluated our facility. They are going to help develop an enterprise plan, and that can all be put into a PowerPoint, and that's what I want to take and share with our community and educate our community on what we can do with this facility and have it be self-sustaining. That's the most important part, is educating our community on the programming that a year-round facility can have to take care of itself in essence. And that's how and USA Swimming is doing that to prevent pool closures and to prevent drownings and to make sure that everybody can have all access to what they would need in a water facility.
And it's more recreation for the local folks here.
Absolutely.
Because we don't recreate enough. We don't have the ability to. We just don't have the facilities here. This would be, it's a no-brainer because it's there. We saw the pictures of the pool over there. They're very happy with what the pool looks like, the size of it, the surrounding area around it. They will be giving us
enterprise plan.
Right. And you'll be back here, you'll be back to either the town board or the commissioners giving a presentation on what we have to work with. And this is very, very doable. And I'm always a proponent of more for our community, things for the kids and the adults to do to keep us out of trouble and keep us busy and keep us healthy. So,
this is a big undertaking. It is going to involve community members' involvement, and I am looking for people to be involved as well, and not just myself. Amy Riches, she's on board with this too. She went down there and she listened to everything, and she said, you know, everybody's been contacting her saying that this is what they'd like, and that's where
with
we
that,
go.
We'll be back. You'll be back with a presentation, and we'll see you again. And thank you for watching, and thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Rachel.
Thanks.